The end of the dollar is closer than you think. The BRICS nations are creating a master plan to eliminate dependence on the US dollar by 2025. And they're doing it with a strategy as bold as it is effective. As the world watches, the dollar's dominance is faltering and a new financial order is quietly emerging. How do the BRICS nations plan to end the reign of the world's most powerful currency? What does this mean for your money, your investments, and the future of the global economy? Stay tuned, because you're about to discover how this financial revolution will change the world forever. While some think this is just about an alternative currency, the reality is much more impactful. A silent but devastating strategy threatens to undermine the dominance of the US dollar without firing a single shot. What does this mean for you and the rest of the world? For decades, the US dollar has been the pillar of the global financial system, used in 80% of international transactions and as the primary reserve currency for most of the world's central banks. However, this era of dominance could be coming to an end. The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, have launched a strategy that strikes at the heart of US economic power, the hegemony of the dollar. To understand what's at stake, we need to analyze how we got here. The dollar is not just a currency, it's a tool of global power. Its dominance allows the United States to print money almost without limits, finance its debt, and export inflation to the rest of the world. This system, known as seigniorage, has given Washington a unique advantage in the global economy. But the BRICS are determined to change this. The birth of a new financial system. Since 2013, Russia and China have led a concerted effort to reduce their dependence on the dollar. This process, known as de-dollarization, includes trade agreements in local currencies, the massive purchase of gold, and the creation of financial institutions that compete with the IMF and the World Bank, like the New Development Bank, NDB, and the Contingent Reserve Arrangement, CRA. These institutions not only offer an alternative to traditional sources of financing, but also eliminate the political conditions that often accompany loans from Western agencies. For example, while the IMF demands economic reforms that can be harmful to recipient countries, the NDB promises more accessible loans without political strings attached. But the BRICS are not stopping there. Through initiatives like the Enbridge project, they are developing a digital system to facilitate international trade without the need to use the dollar as an intermediary. This system allows countries to trade directly in their local currencies, eliminating the dollar from the process and reducing its global demand. This movement has not gone unnoticed in Washington. Recently, Donald Trump, known for his aggressive stance on economic policy, issued a direct warning to the BRICS. They should neither create a new currency nor support any that replaces the US dollar or face 100% tariffs. These threats reveal not only the concern of the United States, but also the increasing vulnerability of the current system. Although the dollar remains the world's reserve currency, its share of international trade has declined considerably in the last decade. The data doesn't lie. Since 2013, the dollar's share of global reserves has fallen from over 70% to about 58%. Meanwhile, the BRICS have amassed huge gold reserves and have diversified their economies to be less reliant on Western financial institutions. What we are witnessing is the emergence of a multipolar financial system. While the dollar will remain dominant in the short term, its hegemony is being eroded by the economic and demographic growth of the BRICS nations. With a population that represents over 40% of the world and rapidly growing economies, the BRICS have the capacity to reshape global trade. For example, countries like India and China are already using local currencies in bilateral agreements, while Russia has significantly increased its transactions in rubles and yuan. What this means for you, the end of the dollar as the sole dominant currency, will have profound implications for the global economy and your daily life. Among the most likely consequences are higher inflation. As demand for the dollar declines, the United States will lose its ability to print money without domestic consequences, which could lead to higher inflation. Increase in the prices of goods. Changes in the global financial system will also affect the costs of trade, resulting in higher prices for imported goods. New investment opportunities. With the growing popularity of alternative assets like gold and Bitcoin, investors could find new ways to protect their wealth. How to prepare for change? To protect yourself and benefit from this transition, it is crucial to diversify your investments and consider assets that can hold their value in times of uncertainty. Gold, cryptocurrencies, and other commodities are emerging as attractive options for investors seeking stability in an increasingly volatile world. Additionally, staying informed about developments in the global financial system will give you an advantage over those who ignore these changes. The BRICS nations are leading a silent revolution that could redefine international trade, and understanding their strategy will allow you to anticipate what's to come. The end of the dollar as the dominant currency might seem unimaginable, but the evidence points in that direction. The BRICS are building an alternative financial system that could reshape the world order by 2025. As the United States struggles to maintain its hegemony, emerging nations are charting a path toward a more balanced future. The question is not if the dollar will lose its dominance, but when. Are you ready for this global shift? Leave your comments. Do you think the BRICS will really succeed in eliminating the dollar, or do you think the United States will remain the dominant power? Share this video so more people can understand what's at stake, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis on the economic changes impacting your life. Finally, it's key to understand what the BRICS countries are and why they are so important. The BRICS are Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Each has a unique history and goals that make its participation valuable globally. Brazil, with its vast natural resources and diverse economy, is essential for providing essential raw materials. Russia, with its energy and military power, gives the group a dimension of strategy and security. India, with its growing technology economy and young population, represents an innovative force and an emerging market. China, as the world's second-largest economy, is a leader in manufacturing and technology, a very important pillar for international trade. And finally, South Africa, the gateway to the African continent, brings a unique perspective and vital mineral resources. By joining forces, these countries not only seek to challenge the dominance of the dollar, but also want to create a new, more inclusive and fair financial order. Their goals include economic cooperation, sustainable development, and reform of international financial institutions to better reflect today's world. Understanding the history and goals of each country shows us that their union in BRICS is not just an economic alliance, it is a strategic movement to redefine the future of the global economy. Thanks for joining us in this analysis. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss our next publications.